Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Lockbox, hosted by Emerald Coast Real Producers. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Pat Stevens, Realtor with Realty One Group, Emerald Coast. Did I do that right?
Yeah, you nailed it. That was
That's
awesome.
the part I always get tripped up, or I think it's something else in my head. So, good. Jackie will be proud.
Yeah, it's a lot to say sometimes, but once you nail it, it's in there.
Yeah, well, you guys are one of the top like five in the area as far as brokerages, like brokerage
Yeah.
offices. So I see all
Yeah, I
the
mean,
stats all the time.
we've won Best in Destin, I think, 6 years in a row now,
Hmm.
I think, 5 or 6 years. I mean,
Since I've
that's
been here, and it's been 5 years. So, well, actually,
I
ours will
mean,
be six. So, yeah.
it's wild.
That's really I mean, it's really cool because there's 5,500 agents. I forgot how many hundreds of brokerages, and to have that title, and then but to have it consistently repeating, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That'd be a
yeah,
pretty good
it's
group of people to be with.
yeah, takes a whole village.
Whole city, whole county. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
whole bunch of 'em, man. Yeah, I
So,
love it.
how long have you been doing real estate?
So, I hit my 5th year in February,
Okay.
and, it's it's been a wild ride for 5 years, I'll tell you that.
So I thought you just golfed. I thought you were like a pro golfer before this. That's not what you were doing, were you?
No, not quite pro, no. In my dreams, yeah, yeah, for sure, I'd love that, that would be ideal for me. I mean, I would love to quit doing everything and just focus solely on golf, but, it's like, so I grew up playing, of course, I've been playing since I was 7, my best buddy in the whole world, we've been friends for 35 years, I think, at this point. He's 42, I'm 41, and, he introduced me to the game when I was, like, 7 or 8, and his dad would take us out to this old crusty looking place called Magnolia in Montgomery, Alabama, and, we'd be out there for hours just trying to figure it out, you know? And, it's I don't know, and so with real estate, I just kinda took the golf, and I was like, "Well, how can I, make this work both ways and still
Mhm.
be able to enjoy getting out there," you know? And, that's kinda how I started my whole pipeline of people was I would just go play random 9 holes with people, pair up with a random twosome, give them a business card at the end of it, go on to the next 9 holes with another twosome, give them a business card, and just keep going, you know? And, I like it's just easy for me to hang out with them because
Yeah.
being decent at golf, they either have questions or they wanna play more golf with you or invite you to, certain tournaments so they can have that ringer, you know? This
Why do you think
lately,
I
the only
called you for my golf team for our pack? First person I called, I was like they came out with it, I was like, "I gotta get Pat before somebody else does."
Yeah.
Like, last year, you're like, "Oh, I already signed up with someone else." I'm like, "Who?" Because I need to slash your tires. No.
Yeah, I mean, I just love it. I mean, you can see, like, even my office, there's golf stuff everywhere. I think my golf clubs are right there.
There we go.
So, I
Can't be
mean, they're never too far away.
well, that's awesome. Now, what did you do before real estate? You said it's only been 5 years, so what was your career like before that?
So, my first real thing that I did, because I had, little onesie twosie jobs from,
Mhm.
like, 15 or 14 to, like, 17.
Mhm.
And then, once I got out of high school, I joined the Army,
Mm,
and this was, like, '01, '02. So it was, like, right when all the
popping off.
craziness was popping off, you know? And, so I went in and I got deployed immediately, and then I just kept getting deployed, and it just gets to a point where you kinda just get kind of addicted to it, I guess. Like, just not really, like, in, like, a violent way, but just the lifestyle, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And, so I did that for a little over 10 years, and then, I got injured, and I got out, around 2013, the very, like, Christmas Eve of 2013, I got out.
Oh, wow.
And, so after that, it took me, like, 5 years to kind of get my body to work correctly and do all the things I needed to do to heal from that, and
Mhm.
then, it took about 7 years to figure out what I was gonna do, you know what I mean? So, 5 years of healing, 2 years of trying to figure it out, and then real estate was the only thing that I could think of where I could, like, give myself time to kinda breathe and just kinda get into it, a little bit at a time, I guess. And, because I didn't, being a veteran, some of us have, like, brain injuries, some of us have, like, PTSD, some of us have these different little things that are hard for us to kinda get over. Sometimes you never do, but sometimes you're able to, like, manage through it. So, s giving myself time to be able to see if I was still capable of, like, not only processing all that information,
Mhm.
but learning something new that was like polar opposite of the military life, being able to sit in front of a computer or interact with people and be friendly and inviting and all those things. So it took some time to figure out how to do that. But before real estate, it was just trying to figure out what was it gonna be, you know. And I think that's like the hard part for a lot of veterans is some of us don't think that we can go into a certain atmosphere and take commands basically from people who haven't experienced the things that they have.
Mhm.
Um, so for me in my situation, being my own boss was pretty much my only logical answer to be able to not have to call in when I'm not feeling great or, be able to skip out because my back's gone out for a week, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
things like that, and I would just looked at the advantages of it, and, it's I don't know that there's a better job.
I can agree with you that even though there's, like, the emotional roller coaster that can come with it and the tides
Mhm.
and I say the ebbs and flows because sometimes it's amazing and some weeks it's like, "What am I doing?" But I would take that every day over,
For
I
sure.
when it got real slow last year, I was like, "Oh, I'll go work at Lowe's for a little bit." Yeah, 2 weeks in, I called them, I said, "You know what? I really appreciate this, and I love that you guys love me, I can't do it." She's like, "What?" I was like, "I don't
Yeah.
been told when I have to show up or having to
So,
not
no,
if I'm not allowed to wear leggings to work every day, I don't wanna do it."
I don't I'm good. I'm gonna
Yeah,
pass.
I'm good, just I'd rather sit here and hustle and stress.
Yeah. It's like you get addicted to the stress a little bit.
You do, well, it's like problem solving, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's everything is different. I got a call today, and it was we just closed, they said, "You know what? We made a decision, we want bigger land. Can you list this today?" I'm like, "We just closed." "Okay, sure." So, yeah, it's always different, you never know what's gonna happen. Speaking of that, do you have any good, bad, or ugly, or crazy stories in real estate that made you question what you were doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I got quite a few of those. But I have one that stands out pretty wild. The whole process was wild, but the house was I listed the house. It was here in Niceville, and it was slam packed full of stuff. Like, I mean, under the sink packed with bags, under the closets packed with bags, attic packed with bags. There was stuff everywhere. And so I told the sellers, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you guys to clean all that stuff out before closing," And I would go over there periodically and check out the situation, see what progress we had and all that stuff. And so I went there the last day, and it was about 5 hours before closing, and they told me up and down, like, "Hey, Pat, we cleaned this place top to bottom." It was all this, that, and the other, and, so I get there, and opened underneath the back bathroom, cabinet space, and it was just crammed with stuff still, man. Yeah, so we had, like, 3 hours to clean. Listen, you know those big black hefty bags?
Mhm.
38 of those in 3 hours just so that we wouldn't have to pay a fee at
Where were they
closing.
with what were they stuffed under? You said they were stuffed in the back bathroom or stuffed under the sink?
It was stuff that had been stuck in there since 1975, and it
I
was
don't wanna know.
I'm telling you, it was unbelievable, And, I just but see, that's the kinda I have to say it, that's the kinda agent I am. I'll come over there and I'll cut your grass. I'll come over there, I'll have to clean your house out. But it's just it was so crazy. 38 bags of that, those big, huge ones,
Yeah.
and then, we had to, like, run over to closing. Luckily, it was here in Niceville, and I smelled so bad, and they were there waiting on me because they went to go get lunch, while I was doing the entire cleaning. I did it, like, all myself, and I was like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" And then things like that kinda make me just be like, "You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know." But,
That is,
then you get the next one, and it's really cool and really easy, and you meet awesome people, and you kinda let that one go to the wayside.
that is, I've heard of that actually. There's somebody on PCB, Tom, he had mentioned to me one day when I was calling about something else, and he said that he had to clear an entire house out, otherwise there's gonna be some major fees for it not being clean, and I
Mhm.
don't think people understand that just because you sell it doesn't mean selling with trash.
Man,
So
I'm telling you, I had another one in Fort Walton that I had to clean out this guy's backyard. They had a sofa buried in the ground and I had to dig that thing up. And, while I was digging that up, I had to get rid of like 4 or 5 snakes. I was just chunking them over the
oh,
fence.
no. Well, sorry, you gotta call Pat, I'll refer you out, I'm not doing this. Nope, you gotta call Pat.
I
So,
was like, "I don't know what else to do. We got like 5 hours, man. Let's just, like, knock it out."
poor neighbors, "There's all
Luckily, there
these
was a
snakes
bunch
in
of
our
woods
yard."
back there, so it was, like, easy for the snakes to just go on
Yeah.
about their business, but
Ugh.
I was
We have
just
too
trying to
many
get through
scary
it.
ones around here. That is crazy.
Oh, man, it was crazy. Yeah, there was been quite a few of those. It's I had one last one I'll tell you. I had one somebody dropped off 8 kittens in the backyard of the listing that I had in, Freeport. And, I had to take those to my house, put them, keep them in the bath because they were so tiny. I put them in the bathtub, and we had them for 2 weeks, and we had to rehome them. Uh, 8 kittens. You know how crazy that is?
So you're a realtor, you're a landscaper, you're a trash man, you're a kitten rescuer.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I was like, "Man, the stories I could tell."
So you don't just stick a sign in the ground and hope for the best? Take some pictures, throw them online.
I mean, that'd be nice.
I
I'd
I
like to
love
have
when
1 or
people
2 of
think that. I'm
those.
like, it mm, that's why this is beyond the lockbox because there's a lot more we do.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, my energy allows me to be always moving,
mhm.
you know? And so it's nice to have something to do, I guess, when I don't have much going on. Just go over there and hand rattle some snakes.
Snake wrangler. Okay, there's a new name for you, Pat. So okay, so now you said you've been doing it 5 years. Have you been with the same brokerage all 5 years?
So I started with a little tiny brokerage named crap, I can't even remember the name.
They're that tiny.
Wow. Yeah, it was Dockside Realty.
Okay.
Dockside Realty. I think they still exist.
Mhm.
It was a father, a mother, and a daughter who
Mm.
were in it. And I met them because me and my wife were trying to buy a piece of land. And this lady's voice was incredible. When I called her, I called her and I was like, "Yes, ma'am, we're interested in buying this piece of land." And she was like, "Well, honey, let me talk to you." And I was like, "Oh my God, your voice is crazy." Cause she had like just this soothing voice. And me and my wife were like, "Oh my God, this lady should be a voice actor." And fast forward a little bit, we got to talking, and she basically was like, "Why don't you try, getting your real estate license and coming over here?" Because we were talking about real estate.
Mhm.
Doing real estate, I just didn't know how to do it or what to do to get into it. And so they introduced me to what real estate was and how to get into it, how to take my test, and all those things. And I went to work with them for like 2 months, and I didn't really they were awesome. I had a lot going on at the time, so I pulled back, and then, like, a month later, I joined Realty One Group,
Okay.
uh, and so Realty One Group was everything I needed because I didn't really know what I was doing,
Mhm.
and they have, like, a great mentorship program, so it was nice to be able to rely on that, like, Tanya Grady, you know her?
Yes.
Yeah, she was my, mentor during that. She did great. It was awesome. Jackie, of course, was always, like, around and helping out, so it was good. And then, about a year or 2 after that, I tried a little team venture with, Real Brokerage,
Mhm.
and, that didn't work out for me too well either, and also I was trying to kinda concentrate on golf a little bit more at the time, and so I left Real because I wasn't really doing much anyway, just because I was kinda more into the golf than I was
Mhm.
towards the end of that. Because I only stayed with them for 9 months. And then, I went back to Realty One Group when I was like, "Well, I don't wanna keep trying to do the golf thing if it's not gonna pan out the way that my I want it to," basically. But for me, my saving grace was Jackie Liberto, if I
Mhm.
must say. Like, she didn't have to take me back, but she's a special person, and, I think I went about leaving the right way and coming back the right way, so it made it a lot easier for all that to go down the way that it did.
That does matter, and it's not and we go through different seasons of life, and things come up, and life just happens. I tell my clients that all the time, like, "Hey," 'cause I've had people who get burnt out about shopping and then have to come back a few months later, like, it just happens. As long as you're open
Yeah.
and honest and communicate, it makes it a lot easier to have to circle back. Um,
Mhm.
that's one of my early lessons when I was running retail stores was my district manager said, "Hey, you treat everybody below you and above you right because you never know who's gonna be your next boss." And I thought,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's silly." Well, they end up being a boss to somebody who is horrible, like, I moved up levels above him, and that was, like, made his little karma moment because I was like, but also, like, this is why he said that is, like, Pete, you never know what's going on in people's lives, and just be open and
Yeah.
honest and say, "Hey, gotta go," and then come back when you can. So,
Yeah.
Jackie is a queen. She's a queen of real estate around here.
I'll
Thank you
never
for
leave
Brett her.
that
I think she's
brokerage again.
phenomenal. I don't know how she has her hand in so many things. Like, everybody goes, "Oh, you're busy, Taylor." Like, "No, have you met Jackie?" Because she's, like, 10
Yeah.
times as busy as me.
She just, like, magically appears out of nowhere. Just this little gold dust ball of
Little
joy
Sherman.
that just
Yes, she's super awesome. So you had
Yeah.
mentioned something, that's where I was going with that question was mentorship. Like, what do you, so if there's any newer agents out there watching, like how important was mentorship to your journey? And because you are a top producing agent, and how did that help you? Like, is there any one thing with mentorship, like having somebody to call on or something that you remember, like, hey, if I didn't have this happen, I wouldn't be able to move forward?
I would say just having peace of mind of having somebody that you can call.
Mm,
Um, m people like me who are I overanalyze a lot, um, but I'm also very paranoid with other people's money. So, like, I don't ever wanna be in a situation where I'm too big for my britches and I can't call and ask for help.
mhm,
Um, and I feel like having the mentorship program, number 1, it introduces you to everything. Um, like MLS, how to look for, condos, how to do residential, how to do all these different things on MLS, listings, how to plug in subscriptions, how to get people notified when new properties hit, like all those things. I had no idea really how to do most of that stuff
yeah.
until I went through it. And then all the little things that caveat that. So um, I think that that was a very key part, but then also just being able to say, hey, there's this other group of people. I don't always have to call my mentor. I can call these other people and we can figure it out
Mhm.
together. You know what I mean? Because there's other people in your mentorship class with you that you can call on and just run things by. And it gives you like some sort of, instead of like when you get to a regular new job, you don't know anybody. But with the mentorship program, you're coming in with other people and you get to know them, and then throughout your time in the company, you just go closer and more dependent, or able to depend on each other for certain things or certain questions or whatever it may be.
Mhm. That's awesome. No, and that I think you hit the nail on the head with that, because the class is great when you get your license, but that's not even a chip on the block of what you need to know. Like, that's,
No.
like, what you need to know to not go to jail.
Yeah, basically.
If I was talking to somebody, one of my I used to run sales teams, and one of my old reps from back in the day called me like, "Boss," still call me boss 15 years later. But, "Hey, I wanna get into real estate." I'm like, "Hey, I know you can do it because if you've worked retail or you've worked restaurants or you've been in military, you can handle real estate. Because the
Yeah.
temperature of people's attitudes and emotions is high sometimes, and knowing how to
Oh, yeah.
navigate that with a smile and, is one thing, but I was telling him, like, just pass the class, know what you need to not do to go to jail, and then you're gonna learn on the job. There is no true training unless you get a mentor and someone that's willing to pour into you. And I've heard a lot about the mentorship program there, and I think that's phenomenal that Jackie has that set up because it truly does
Yeah,
set people up for success.
it really does.
So I know what you're best known for around here. What do you think you're best known for, whether it's in real estate or just locally? Golf course.
Uh, probably golf. Maybe. That, and I don't know if anybody knows, but I have won 17 Super Bowls. So,
17 Super
we'll see.
Bowls.
Yeah, I got a my kid has a VR thing,
Oh,
and they
okay.
have, like, the NFL game on there, so I tried his on, and I was like, "I'm buying one of these," and so I've just been playing NFL football on there.
I was like, "So you play football too?"
No, man, I'll break my back in half.
I was like, "When? Before? After the military?" Like,
That's a fun fact.
you could have told me anything, and because I don't know anything about football, I'd be like, "Oh, so cool." I would go home and tell my kid, "Guess what? I met this guy that played for" and he would look at me like I'm crazy, like, "Mom, that's not even a point." Like, "No."
They're VR Super Bowls, man. They count.
That is cool. I did not know they did that on there.
Oh, yeah, they got golf on there, they got football, anything you could think of, basically. It's
That's
crazy.
pretty awesome. I think I get lost on doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, so I don't think the VR thing's for me.
Yeah,
Um,
I could see that for sure.
yeah, well, sometimes at the end of the day, you just need to zone out, not think.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely am guilty of that as well, for sure.
Yeah.
And then just snacking on bread. God, I gotta get away from that.
So during your time, like in the last 5 years, do you have a moment that reminded you why you love this business? Like, was there anything like a great deal or something that came together you didn't expect to come together or something?
You know, I started this class, 100 Days to Greatness
Mhm.
with, the brokerage, and, it's, Brian Buffini. So, we're taking the course of how to, like, do referrals and, like, this, that, and the other thing, and try to make your business more referral heavy instead of just working with random people. You're working with people who are actually coming to your business, basically. And, I was kinda out of, like, in the backlight of the brokerage a little bit because I was, like, trying to do all these other things, and this year, I've made it a point to just be present up there, and honestly, the people at my brokerage, like, there's a few of them. It's like, the ones that are in the class I know a little bit more than most, um, but just hanging out with those people and seeing, like, what motivates them and how, like, we all motivate each other to, like, do better or come up with snazzy ideas or this, that, or the third, like, it's almost like being on a it is being on a team, but it's like being on a team, I guess.
Mhm.
But I can literally call these people and ask anything, you know what I mean? And then hang out with them and learn a all the time, and I think now, as I'm growing in my career and, like, trying to, I guess, be consistent and take pick little things from each person that I like about their business and being around the thing that makes me love real estate now is the people that not only that I work with, but like the energy of it, how it is now, I guess, if that's how I can explain it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's also, I just love being a part of where I'm at. And it makes me excited to go do what I'm doing with real estate, if that makes sense.
It does, it makes a lot of sense, and actually, that's the core essence of what Real Producers is all about. I'm gonna put a plug in for our CEO, Remington Ramsey. When he started this 10 years ago, he was a Cutco agent selling closing gifts, and his job was to get in with the realtors that were producing, the ones that
Mm,
could use closing gifts, not necessarily the one who just has one deal a year, or grandma sells something through them once in a while. And he couldn't get through past the, like, we call them gatekeepers, but the admins at the front, or the broker was like, hey, talk to me and then I'll let you know, kind of thing. And, doing their jobs, but it was, how do I get in front of these top producing agents? And I've noticed with and when you're in the same room at the events that we have, like, you see a different level of caliber of people who are performing. And I can tell you, every person I've talked to or interviewed or put into the magazine in the last since I took it over last August is that they are humble in what they do and they're willing to share what they're doing so others are more productive and are able to level up. And when you're surrounding it is what you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of people who are doing phenomenal, like your team and your group, you're going to immediately level up because you want to be on that. You want to feel that high. You want to feel that excitement. You want to do as well as
yeah.
other people. Just like when you're on a winning baseball team. I mean, I've been on those softball teams that didn't do so well, and then everybody's always in the dumps. But the more you
Mhm.
surround yourself with good people who are producing, it just instantly makes you want to keep going too and keep rowing the boat in the same way. So, no, I
Yeah.
totally get what you mean. It's like when you're around good people, it just makes you wanna keep doing good, so
Yeah, I mean, you know what? If I can be vulnerable for a minute,
absolutely.
it's hard to find people. You have like your friends that you grew up with, you have
Mm.
like acquaintances that you meet along the way that you might stay in touch with, but it's hard to find good friends as an adult.
Mhm.
It's like, you know what I mean? Because you're set in your ways at this point, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you don't get along with everybody, and, you don't put up with it no more, you know what I mean? And, so even if, like, I'm not, like, close friends with these people, it still makes me happy that they're doing good, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then, also, even if you're not a top producer, if you have 1 sale for the year, if you're still a part of what we got going on and you're actively involved, that's gonna motivate me too as much as it's gonna motivate you, you know what I mean? And I love it. I love coming together with that, and that's been, like, one of my big goals this year was to be more involved with the community of realtors that I'm in with,
I
and
like that.
that yeah.
No, I mean, I moved here 5 years ago, didn't know anybody, and I remember whining to my grandma's 91 now, my biggest
Ooh.
supporter. And she's the only one that didn't tell me if so my family's like, "Oh, you're gonna end up homeless if you go to do your real estate. Don't call me, you're not moving here." And I'm like, "That is the wrong way to motivate someone." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Yeah, you'll end up homeless." Okay. Well, she's like, and I was like, "Oh, I don't have any friends here, and this is so hard." She's like, "Then get out." I'm like, "What?" She "Get out and go meet people. Go sign up for clubs. Go to the
Yeah,
library." And I was like, "Grandma." And she's 91 and she probably is more networks than she goes to so many activities, not just the Red Hat Ladies and Gardening Club, but that woman is still driving. She probably shouldn't be. And she's still out there. I mean, she's always at something. And there's always a party somewhere. And I'm like, well, if grandma can do it at 91, then what am I doing over here whining at 35? And
alright.
that's when I started getting in with Women's Council and getting involved with
Mm,
e-car. And then Cindy came into the area with Real Producers. And by that time, I was super connected with just from being at Southern Vacation and being on top of it, or being at every networking event. And that's how I came into this. But it truly is. And it's a lot easier, like, since I've met you and, who was it? Amanda Abbott. Anytime I have a deal or something come up, I can easily say, "Hey, Pat, this scenario, what's going on? Like, this is what I'm looking for. What do you got?" It's a much easier conversation than like looking at MLS, grabbing a phone number. I don't know this guy. Let me see if he's going to be okay with me calling him at 7:30 at night because we need something clutch.
yeah, good luck.
Yeah. So no, it's definitely hard to make friends when you're older.
It is, man.
And I'm
It
quick
is.
like, "Oh, there's a red" well, yeah, and most people it's like, "Oh, there's a red flag. Never mind, I just won't call him back."
Yeah, you just, like, swipe it away so
Yeah.
quickly.
Next.
Yeah,
No,
let's try the next one.
it's good. I mean, networking is your net worth. It truly is how you elevate and level up. I learn something from everybody every day. I didn't know if I started playing golf, I could hand out my card out there and make new friends. Don't worry, that's
Mhm.
definitely nothing I'm gonna ever do. I grew up on golf course, and we live on a golf course, and I still don't even bother to play. So
Oh, man. Yeah, it's awesome. I used to live on a golf course. I found out I didn't like that too much because it was, like, just random balls coming out everywhere, and I was just
well,
like,
we were
"Man."
in Palm Springs, California, and there's not a way to not live on a golf course. There's
Yeah,
been
that's true.
everywhere. Although
Yeah.
they are much more lush out there than here, but then again, it's Palm Springs, so
I mean, we don't even have grass here.
it's
It's
just
just
sand.
sand.
Yeah.
Sand and weeds. I seen a post the other day, I was like, "Let's just pull up all the grass and plant weeds." They're so pretty anyway.
That's funny. Well, we're almost finished up, but one last thing I'd like to do is like, what advice would you give to a new agent?
Join Realty One Group Emerald Coast. Get you a mentorship program, somebody who actually supports what you want to do with your career and will hold your hand for the first little bit to make sure that you're good. And then they're going to let you swim and flourish. You're going to do great.
I want to make it clear that this was not sponsored by Realty One Group.
I know.
Pat just loves his
I have
brokerage,
to be,
so
I have to be so grateful though, because like everything that I've done is they've given me the confidence to do it, and I've interviewed with a bunch of different brokerages, at least 6, and if I have to be like, "This is why I came back," it's just different, you know what I mean? It's good for me, and I feel like people who wanna truly understand how to do it and not feel like they're trapped in a cage or, like, forced to do certain things, like, just go somewhere. It doesn't even have to be Realty One Group. Just go somewhere where they have a mentorship program that is centered around you, like what's realistic, what you actually need to know. And I think you'll be fine. I mean, if you can find that and somebody reliable with that, I mean, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And if you don't,
just
call me. I'll hit you up. I'll hook you up. I don't mind. It's easy. Gotcha.
it's easy. He'll show you how to get snakes out of a yard. And
Yeah, I got you.
so beyond the lockbox, who is Pat Stevens? How would you sum yourself up?
I feel like I am definitely a an empathetic person to most situations, but I would say that I'm very happy to be in the situation that I am. I love helping veterans. I love helping active duty people. I love the military community because I have been deployed multiple times. I do understand the issues. I've had a family during deployments. I've been on deployments where I didn't have anybody I was responsible for. But there's also other people intertwined in the military community that are not military. I love helping you guys too. I will go above and beyond to do whatever I can to make it easy, smooth, and as stress free as possible. Um, but I think at the end of the day, I just genuinely care that you have what you need to move on from a property or to move into a property that's the best situation for you. It doesn't matter about this, that, or the third with everything else that comes along with it. As long as you can lay your head down at night and you feel good about what you're doing with your real estate stuff, whatever it is, that makes me happy. And I feel like communication is key. I'm really good at that. So um, I think that all of that stuff is important. But at the end of the day, I'm just a happy guy. I just want to help you out, make
You
sure that
are very
everything you need
happy.
is done. Yeah,
I was
I
saying I
love
wanna
it.
lose my train of thought when it's like, out on the boat and I've had folks,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
but this area alone, though, I love this place, man. Niceville, like the whole Emerald Coast, this place is awesome, and I don't know why anybody would wanna live anywhere else.
That's true. We are very lucky here, and it's so funny when people are like, "Oh, you live in a nice place, you're so far from the beach." I'm like, "Actually, it's 10 minutes from my door to the shore, like, from Blue Water Bay." And when you go from Blue Water Bay down to if you go straight down to Crystal Beach, I'm like my son goes to Destin High, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's only an 8-minute drive for him." Because 'cause I'll get on him, "It's 7:30, you gotta go," and he's like, "Mom, come on,
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
right here.
speed." Just kidding. So that's okay, I got Life 360, I can yell at him when he's going too fast.
Oh, yeah, man.
Thank goodness they didn't have that when we were growing up, because
Yeah, I would've been in so much trouble. I was already in a lot of trouble. I would've been in a lot more.
that's when I learned my negotiation skills at 16, talking us out of getting in trouble
Oh,
at
yeah.
parties and all kinds of stuff, so that
Dude,
I mean, I had a lot of practice.
I threw a party at my parents' house because they were supposed to be going to Atlanta for, like, the weekend, and I printed out flyers.
Oh, no.
This was in, like, '99, and, they got one of the flyers.
Too much
So
evidence.
so they were all the way in Atlanta, and then they came back just to catch me in the act. I had a house full I took all the pictures of the family down. I had speakers hung up in the house. There was Smirnoff vodka
Smirnoff, oh my
uh,
gosh.
Smirnoff Ice in the refrigerator. Some girl and some dude on my dad's recliner. He did not like that. They
Oh,
had all the
no.
police over there. It was crazy, man. It was a wild time.
Pat's like, "I had a good time until they got home."
Hey, I only got 2 weeks of restriction for that.
We should change that. That's awesome. Well, Pat, thank you. I'm gonna end up with our last question before we sign off. How do people reach you? Tell us your phone number, email, your social handles, your address. No, I'm just kidding. Don't put your address out there. We got some weirdos. But yeah, let us know how we can reach out to you.
Oh, all right. So I'm Pat Stevens. I work for Realty One Group Emerald Coast. My phone number is 423-943-5537. I know it's weird that it's a Tennessee number, but I was in the military and I didn't change it because everybody had it. I have a Google number, but I'm not going to give you that. I'll give you my email account is coastalpat1, the number one, at gmail.com. And you can find me on Facebook. It's Pat Stevens. TikTok is the Pat Stevens. And that's it.
And it's Stevens, Stephen's.
Phenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's been fun talking to you. You've definitely got some stories.